The video camera's looking good.
Cheers, man. Hey guys, TazManiaAhmed and welcome to episode 11 of TMACAST. Today I'm back here with man like DM, the only man on time. I respect it. Because you guys gotta remember, time is money, and Dan, he's a reformed man. Back in the days, he used to always be late. But look at him now, mate. Look at
I don't know where you got this misconception.
Example, being on time.
You guys have always bringing up this misconception that I was always late, like from day one. It's just not true.
It's just not true.
It's not true. It's not true. If anything, the record's showing that punctuality isn't too bad on my behalf, you know?
Yeah, you've done well for yourself, I'm not gonna lie. Doing well.
What are we saying then? What are we saying?
We're liking the Congo top today, so can we just talk about
why
we're wearing a Congo top?
You see that? I don't know if I need to switch around my... Is this mirrored or something? Let me see if I can switch it around so you can get a better look at it.
Yeah.
There we go. Jeez, there you go.
Oh yeah, looks good. Any name on the back or anything, or no?
Nah. Not gone that far. Yeah, it's just something to tap into my heritage, you know? Got it from an auntie back home, so... Yeah.
So this top...
Do you have like a back...
Or you brought it here?
It's from Congo, yeah. It's from Congo.
O'Neill's, yeah? What's O'Neill's?
No idea.
Sounds like McCoy's, you know that crisp company.
No. I think more along the lines of that, like Surfer Company or Shaquille.
Ah, yeah, that's true.
Otherwise, nah, I don't know. Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Jeez.
My screen status says it's a bit poor. Well, let me check on my phone how it's looking.
Oh, here we go.
Because
that definitely means it's like buffering and it's not like.
Well, let's see if you can hear us. Because if we can hear us, then should be okay. Obviously, man's got that merch on the live chat, so you can buy the merch.
I think we should. I was thinking launching some new items on the old Teespring shop face. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
Let me see if I can improve my lighting.
So you can hear me properly. Can you hear me properly?
Yeah, there we go. Lighting. Yeah, I can hear you properly. But yeah, I'm not sure.
The actual thing.
Is it?
So the video's laggy, right? But the sound's fine.
Yeah, that's not good. Don't you have like a Wi-Fi boost or something?
I do. It's there, but it doesn't work.
Well, talking the other day, your internet provider is Vodafone.
Yeah.
Like, who has Vodafone as like internet provider?
What's your internet speed?
My internet speed.
Check it right now. Check. Let's both check.
How am I supposed to check that?
Go on Google, right? Make a new tab. Search internet speed test. It should be.
You're trying to get someone to hack my laptop.
Speed test by Ookla. Click on that.
Internet speed test.
By Ookla.
Is this not so? Okay. Oh wait, hold on. There's one. Okay, Ookla. Let me see.
Click it. Press go. Let's check.
We're doing what is this? A speed test.
We're seeing which provider you got.
I'm a Virgin Media.
Oh, Virgin Media. Oh, that means your one should be faster, isn't it?
No, I've clicked go. Let's see what I get. Do you want me to read out loud what I get first, or do you want to go for it?
You go for it first, innit?
Alright.
Download speed and you upload megabytes per second. What the number that comes up there?
Upload megabytes per second. Oh, download speed is 5.05. Ping ms pings milliseconds per millisecond is 20. Uploads. It hasn't given me my upload speed. Oh, my upload speed is 11.97.
Okay. I've got a 10.
I don't know if okay.
Going to the downloads, looking at about. Hold on.
We just know your internet's trash. We already know your
No, but
internet's
wait, what
trash.
was your numbers again?
My ping was 20. Yours was 10.
Yeah, but I don't get what the ping means.
I don't know what ping. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what it stands for.
Download?
But double yours. Down to 5.05.
Mine was 26.8.
Downloads
Yeah.
26.8.
Yeah.
Man,
And
how
my
close can you
upload
be your router?
It's probably. It says 14.
14.
Yeah, but
You
having
wouldn't-
these settings right, like this speed and download speed, the stream should be fine.
I don't know what it is. You need to
Ping.
look into that. Because for me, I would say I'm not going to use this as an excuse.
Yeah.
But my room got the worst internet connection in the house.
Yeah.
And I'm connected to, we've got like a Wi-Fi booster thing, so
Yeah.
that's what I'm connected to.
See, I'm connected to the
Right
main
now.
rotor. Because I always think the main rotor is quicker than the actual booster.
A wild dark stars has suddenly appeared.
Hello. Sorry, I'm late, guys.
Good. Jubba isn't even here.
Yeah,
So,
I know.
Mate. We thought we
Don't know
got
what's-
this thing started. As
Oh,
time
fair.
and money coster, as you should know.
Yeah. It is indeed. Oh, let's say my camera's not working. There we go.
Hey, you alright?
Yeah, I'm good.
You're back in your parents' house, I see.
Yeah, for today, came over to visit and bother them with to get some free food. You know what I mean? So just yeah,
What you got with you?
bro, nothing just but chicken selects. I won't even lie.
Yeah.
selection.
Bad.
There's a sauce and everything.
Gosh, man,
What's
how you
good?
been though, mate?
Oh man, I've been good. A little stressed,
Yeah.
with adult life and all that good stuff. But having a pretty productive week. I started getting back into my old ways because I started recording in my studio. So I've finished 5 songs this week in the past 4 days.
Yeah.
5 songs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm excited about that.
Well, what's your productivity usually like in terms of songwriting?
Well, because I started going to a professional studio, back when I was in college, and I was recording every single day, multiple songs. But then for the past 3 to 4 years, I've been in a music studio, and then time is money, as you're right, Tarek. So it costs money to do that. So I'd always have to come prepared. I'd write all the songs and make an album and say, these are the 12 songs I'm going to record over the next 3 months. I might have done 2 songs per session in a course of 3 months, having 4 or 5 sessions or whatever. So I felt like I was really not on my usual drive, because I can do more than just 2 songs in a day. So yeah, I feel good to just be able to do it myself again and start recording.
So you've been doing the recordings in your studio, in your apartment?
Things that make the human being pieces of shit. It's like a spiritual diagnosis of all of the defects of the heart.
Right.
So it basically tells you what is the thing that's wrong, and then it gives you the way to fix it. From the Islamic point of view, it's basically from this famous Islamic teacher from years ago, and the speaker Hamza Yusuf and teacher, he basically translated it. So I would highly recommend this one. Really good.
When did the book come out? Do you know?
This book came out. The original version. This is a translation and a commentary. So the original version, this came out hundreds of years ago, bro.
Hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
For sure. It's a good book.
All right, Tarek, your turn.
Okay. What book I'd recommend?
Yeah, go on, might as well.
Well, the one I've got here is the old classic Signs of the End of the World.
Oh shoot! How long have you had that book? Is that the same one you've had from school?
Since I went Hajj, so 2012.
2012.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's been a long time. But I saw one of the topics that we were going to talk about today, and I found a sign related to it. So once we get to that topic, I can whip out the book. And
The
show
sign
you.
for everything.
We should do that every week, right? We'll pick up the topic
Yeah.
And then Tarek will have to be like,
That's a shout.
okay, this is the
That's
sign.
a
This is the sign.
He's like, there's a sign for that. There's a sign.
There's a sign for that. This is officially called there. This is a sign for that podcast.
This is-
Dad, I see you have a couple of books behind you as well. What do you have?
Yeah, but they're mostly like just like textbooks for my course.
That's
I've got one. I don't need to. My mirror, my video is set on the mirror, so you probably won't be able to. Let me see if I can. All right. So this is African origin
your
of
mic's off.
civilization.
What's that? What's that?
African origin of civilization.
Okay.
Or reality.
So yeah, this is a book that's I don't own this book as well. It's one of my close family friends. He's a lawyer, and he was moving country, and I was helping him move like a whole bunch of books. And I spotted this book at the corner of my eye in one of his like crates. And I was like, "Oh, can I borrow that book?" And he was like, "And just to read it." And he was like, "Yeah." So I've had it ever since. I need to give it back.
Have you read it?
I've gone through most of it. I haven't finished it yet, but yeah, I need to eventually finish that. It is quite good. It's it just details the history of like pre-colonial, or not necessarily pre-colonial, but African history, how it ties in with ancient Egypt, Nubia, and the different controversies surrounding like who these people were.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, there's like the thing is like we're not educated on that stuff at all.
Oh, for sure.
In school, they teach you nothing about that stuff.
And there's so much out there, like
Yeah.
misconceptions and mistruths, and you don't know what is true, what isn't true. It's quite difficult territory to navigate.
Exactly. Do you know what we know? Do you know what we know is true though?
Hmm.
That Koshta sold his soul to the devil.
What?
I don't know if you guys.
What?
I don't know if you guys have like talked about it yet because we're doing this podcast late.
No, I think
Oh
we'll
my
go through it again.
days.
How are you fully accusing
You
of
can't
selling
accuse
yourself?
man of that.
In it?
Because you talked about this on the podcast the other day, and then Koshta comes out with a song called Afterlife. Now the question is, this is the topic of the day. Fuck all these other topics. What is A-level results, public health? What is it?
Yeah.
And the main topic of the day. The main topic of the day is Koshta. Do you believe in an afterlife?
I do, yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
The thing is, I struggle to believe that people don't.
What do you mean by?
Where do you think that comes
I
from?
think different people have different meanings of afterlife. Do you mean like reincarnation? Do you mean heaven? Do you mean hell?
No, because like I believe in the Islamic view, you're brought back to life in this body, so there's not a separation, but it's not the physical world that becomes manifested, is the spiritual world. So like in this world you have the external material world manifested, but in the afterlife is the internal spiritual world that becomes manifested, and that's your eternal abode. Not all this, everything that we see now in front of us in terms of what this world contains is just basically it's illusion. It's not lasting, it's transient, it ends one day. You know what I mean? And what really is real, is the only real, is what is the spiritual reality of yourself.
We fully live in a simulation. This is
Legit. This is literally a matrix.
and that's something. I think that's something that people are beginning to realize as well. Like the secular world, or the outside of religion.
Do you think people actually begin to realize that? Because like I believe
so.
Loads of people just like completely forgot, and I think they've just forgotten about why we're here in the first place. And this is like the YOLO society, innit? Like the majority of people are just like, you only live once, live life to the fullest.
I forgot that was a thing.
And they call it a day. You know what I mean? It's like it's like that's the main thing. But like I don't know. It's quite difficult in this society like this to not fall into that though, because everyone's doing the same things.
Yeah, I guess so.
I think the majority are doing it. Like most of the
Majority are doing what?
these days, man. Living the YOLO way, mate.
Yeah.
Like even those like
No, don't care about
But YOLO is true.
repercussions.
That is true though. Technically, you only live once. That's true. But it depends what is the purpose behind that wild life. That's
Is there a purpose?
because
People ain't trying to find the purpose.
because the religious point of view is that life is extremely important, and that's just, you only live once is also says life is extremely important. You need to make the most of it, but they're both completely different directions in terms of where they head into life. Because the religious point of view is life is extremely important to get close to God, but then the other point of view is life extremely important to get closer to the human being's experience of life and this world. So this this sensual world that we live in. But the actual reality of the religious person's life is the internal world and trying to fix that rather than the outside.
So I guess it comes from the person's like perspective.
Well,
In a way.
in a way, yeah.
I think another dimension is, okay, we know we exist, but the differences of opinion on whether the meaning of our existence is created by us after we've established existence or before existence. So I believe that before I came into existence, there was a purpose for me to exist. So, but the opposite opinion would be that my existence would precede my meaning or my essence, and that sort of ties into when people talk about existential. People would say, "Oh, he's having an existential crisis, like a midlife crisis." That's because they can't find meaning in their life. They're reaching the age of like 40, and they think, "My life has no meaning." Whereas I would believe, so I would believe that before I even came here, there was a meaning, there was a plan. The essence of my existence has already been established before I came into being. And for me, continuing to live is for me to find out what that purpose is and ultimately to fulfill it as well. So I think that there's that those two differences of opinion. I think that's like that as well.
This is the thing. I believe it comes down to a fundamental question. Yeah, do you believe there's a God or not? Right. And then once you come to the conclusion that there is a God, from their very being a God, that means everything you're doing and everything that happens is for a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't believe in a God, you can't believe that there is really a purpose. And because you can't believe it because you have to create your own purpose. It's all in the human experience and it's subjective. So the purpose only comes from, in my opinion, it only comes from the existence of a God. But without that, then I don't know what to say. You know what I mean? Because if you believe there's a God, then in that belief that you're here for a purpose, because God doesn't do things for leisure. He doesn't do things on accident. And you are not here, and the human being is not in an elevated position on this earth compared to other creatures for no purpose. Because if you believe that we're here for no purpose, I don't think you believe in a God.
I think also
because God by his very essence is all perfect. He is all loving, he is all merciful, and he's all good, and he is all wise. Like he is the perfection of all of these attributes. So by that very essence and by that definition of God, you have to believe that the human being is here for a purpose.
Yeah, but I think that it also what comes into play is what people would define what people believe God to be, like who the definition of God, who is God, what is God, you know. Like different people have differences of opinion, so you can be a theist, but believe in like polytheism, like Hindus, for example, they believe in many gods, and what's the nature of that relationship? Or you could be like a pantheist and believe that everything is God, like everything in the universe is God, like trees, the essence of all nature, that is God. So it comes down to what people believe themselves to, that what people believe God to be, going from there and then having a discovery of what is actually true.
Yeah. But we also have to believe that, like, huh?
I'm still going. I was gonna say it got deep super early, but
exactly.
Still going.
But like we also have to believe though, right? Like the human being, if you believe that we're here for a purpose, we're given this rational faculty for a reason. So whatever we believe shouldn't go against that rational faculty. Like it shouldn't go against our power of reason. Because if it does, the question becomes, why did God give us this power of reason. So I think it's up to the human being to realize, for the conception of God, what is possible and what isn't for God to be. And when we understand that as the human being, then we come to our own conclusions and we believe in whatever religion we believe in. But then it comes down to it's just interesting, like people's different ideas, because I genuinely believe that the majority of people don't really put much thought into it. And they're very much, and in this world, it's really easy to be distracted by everything that's going on. Because, and to an extent, like it makes sense because there's so much to do. I mean, there's so much to do in the world, and it's like a lot of people don't really have a choice in terms of the fact that they're trying to create an income and look after their family. It comes down to, it does come down to perspective to an extent. But you only get one life, innit? YOLO. So you need to make sure that you live it to the fullest in terms of what you believe the truth is. Because the worst thing to do is like believe in something and then get to the end of your life, and then find out and not really believing in it fully. So I think before you go into a religion, you need to understand 100%: do I believe this with my heart? Do I believe this with my brain? And can I lead this way of life and be completely satisfied with how I'm living? Because if you're not, and then you get to the end of your life and you realize you're living a lie, it's like, oh shit. But then again,
it's too late to turn around though.
Exactly. Then again, that's exactly what I was saying. Like the beautiful thing about God and life is that He is all merciful and forgiving. So if you get to a point where you do realize that you have been essentially living a lie or whatever, there is always until the day you die, the door of mercy is always open, right? So if you change your mind at the last second.
How would you say that what I've been talking about so far ties into so one of the topics we wanted to discuss, A-level results day. So this being a massive day for so many young people around the world, around the country, I mean, deciding their future and everything like that. What if you were to give advice to someone that's like 16 or whatever age, and they just received bad A-level results, drawing from your experiences, I'll probably get my experience as well. What would you say?
Before we answer the question, we have a quick comment on the stream. It says, is it confirmed news that Messi will leave Barcelona? I think we should say it is confirmed news, because I think I saw a post as well on Instagram saying that, but apparently Messi said he wants to leave Barcelona this summer.
This summer?
Well, I mean, if
Man City.
Well, where would he go?
Man City. He'll go to Man City.
He'll
partner with Aguero.
You reunite with Guardiola.
I don't know, man. I just think, I don't know. He's always seemed like a one club player. Do you know what I mean? So
I don't know.
It may all just be bullshit.
I don't know. Well, to be fair, he did retire from the Argentina team, and then he came back. So it might be the same energy,
Exactly. I don't think he's gonna leave. But I think he's gonna.
Barcelona needs to change their ways.
The thing is, there's a lot of articles saying that he wants to leave.
Is there?
I think he should go to a different league. I think he's done everything he can do. He's probably just bored, man. You know what I mean?
How old is
the new challenge? He's like
32? 32?
No, I don't think
33, right? Is he past his prime or not? What do you guys think?
I think he's still. Well, I think he's getting to the last maybe
It's on
year
his
of
peak.
his prime. Yeah.
He's probably out of his prime.
He's got another 2 years,
I
yeah.
don't know if he's out of his prime.
I'd
Because like
say
Ronaldo, when Ronaldo, would you say? Well, I think just because of how high
Ronaldo
the
is
productivity
out of
is. Yeah, I guess you could probably say they're out of their prime, but they're still at ridiculously high.
They're still elite level.
Yeah,
still elite level.
I think with Messi, right?
Like still competing for Ballon
the
d'Ors.
rest of
Messi,
his
that's
team
sure.
is trash, man.
I don't think he's got a trash team, though. He ain't got a trash
I
team.
wouldn't say they're trash. I wouldn't say they're trash. They're not as good as the Barcelona we've known previously, but they're not trash.
But there is structural problems at the club as well. They had 300 million plus signings, right? 2 of them were on the bench, and one of them got loaned off to Bayern, Coutinho, and he scored 2 goals and 1 assist against his parent club.
So what do you think is happening, Tarek? You're the sports guy. What do you think is going to happen?
The structure, like the hierarchy. Whoever does like the signings, the board,
They need to change everything.
Yeah, they need to change.
Mm.
Top
All day
down.
on that.
You reckon Coutinho will go back to Barca?
Well, after he just scored 2.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think he's better off somewhere else. They don't want to play him. They don't really want him there, do they?
Yeah.
But let's not get carried away. Like Barcelona are still a good team. You know what I
No,
mean?
they're not this season.
When
And
they
the
came-
aging as well. The average age on the team was like almost 30.
Yeah, 32.
Oh.
Almost 30.
31.
That's not good.
Ridiculously.
So the issue is that the old boys are getting too old. Yeah,
The old guard is not guarding
the old
anymore.
guard is getting a bit, getting a bit.
It's like how Man U was about 7 years ago.
Yeah, well, just after Sir Alex left. This is what we're seeing.
It's just like the Spain team as well. They were dominating for years. They won the World Cup and Euros back to back,
Yeah.
and then they had to change up their team real quick. So I think that's what Barcelona is going through right now.
I think it's like teamable, and they don't want to change like their old methods. They don't want to put on the new youth players and whatnot. But then you see the teams that are thriving are the teams that they don't care. They're like, you know what? We got a solid team.
Yeah.
We got a solid front line. We got a solid bench. Let's mix it up a bit.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Like Bayern's
But
bench, they could make a whole like professional team, like a legit
Yeah.
top 5.
And then they'll be good as well. They'll fully be good. Bayern is stacked.
Yeah, legit.
They're a stacked
Man,
team.
I hate Bayern Munich so much.
Why do
You
you
hate
Bayern Munich?
Bayern.
They've just been a team that none of them teams that you just dislike.
No, I've grown to like
No,
Bayern.
I like
They've got
Bayern.
nice characters in the team. Like,
Yeah, I like that. I like Bayern. They got a strong team ethos. And I think if you buy into the club and work hard, you're going to be successful. Now, I like that sort of strategy.
I like their left back as well, Alphonso Davies.
Alphonso Davies, he's top player.
Makes TikTok
Kimmich
videos.
as well. Joshua Kimmich.
He makes TikTok videos.
Yeah.
That's why it's good. Yeah, that's why it's good.
The sequel.
Exactly.
They have
So
a
does
mad.
Lewandowski actually. Lewandowski makes it. We might be on.
Well, he's got his own
yeah,
account.
yeah, Lewandowski's got a TikTok account.
Well,
Well, you have to.
Mm.
You have to. You need to get with the kids. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. I
They
think
probably
so.
by the way, they probably make money off of TikTok.
for
Oh yeah,
some,
sponsored stuff. Yeah.
yeah, probably for some players, I think they might have a requirement for you to have some sort of online presence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether it's on Instagram or
Well, how old is Thomas Müller? He's bloody ancient.
he's been around for a long time.
Still elite.
Oh, he's 30.
He's only
Wow,
30.
he's looked about 35 years old for the past 10
He's
years.
been around for a
He's been
long
in the
time.
last 4 World Cups, mate. I swear I remember.
Yeah, trust.
What the hell?
But he's like one of them players that no one really talks about.
But
Yeah, he's a lot. His play is a lot is under the cover, but he just gets the job done.
Yeah.
Gets the job done under cover. He's one of them ones.
Damn, he's
Hey, have Bayern Munich have never won the Champions League, have they?
They have. They won in 20.
Yeah. They won it back to back one time, didn't they?
They won against Dortmund in the final.
Oh yeah,
It was
yeah,
about
I remember that. Robin, yeah.
I can't remember. I think that's the only thing. Well, that's the only one that I can
I
remember.
remember. It
That's
was
the
at
only one I
Wembley,
can
that game, I remember.
Dortmund, the team that haven't won.
Yeah. Who?
Dortmund.
No, I don't. That was the one. No.
In terms of Premier League, yeah, what it would take for
Yeah, I reckon they should get Bell back on the team because Bell
That's what I'm saying.
nothing's happening for him at Real Madrid. I think
He
he's
doesn't wanna
really
play though, mate.
it's really sad. Yeah, it's really sad. They don't want
He
him.
wants to play golf.
He wants to
Huh?
play golf, mate.
He just wants
Wants
to
to
play
play
golf with
golf.
his boys, mate.
It's such a shame to see his career go to or the latter days of his career go to waste like that.
it's you know there's some players that you know what, like, you don't care as long as your club's winning trophies still, your name's gonna be on it. You get medals. You don't have to play. You're still getting the medals.
Yeah.
You're still getting paid 250 grand a week. All you have to do, your job is literally come to training. You just train. Like,
Do
you
you know
get
what's
paid.
sad?
This is
What's really sad though? When they won the league and everyone was celebrating having a trophy, everyone was like grouped around. You just see Bell on the
Yeah.
side, just on his own, looking around. He was just on his own. I was just like, this guy's been there for like 7 years, like 5-7 years, and he's still like, he looked like an outcast.
Yeah.
when was that? When was that?
It was when they won the La Liga, and they were on the pitch with the
Yeah,
trophy.
this year,
Everyone was
this year.
happy. Everyone was happy, and he was just Do you know what? It looked the same as when Liverpool was celebrating with their trophy, and that a Japanese player was on his own, and he wasn't really in the team. That guy got signed this year. Bell's been at Real Madrid for how many years? He's one of the old guys, and that's what's fact for him over there. It's quite sad.
You should go back to Tottenham, but I don't think he would want to. We wouldn't want to leave Spain. It's a lovely place to live.
Mm.
Family are probably used to it.
And he would have to actually put in work. I don't think he wants to put in work.
But you know what? I'm reading this article right now, right, from the Mirror. They say this is so peak. It says Real Madrid are desperate to sell Gareth Bale. But Gareth Bale has no intention of leaving the club, and there are no clubs with serious intentions of buying the player. So he doesn't want to leave.
Left on his contract?
I don't know, man. The remaining 2 years of his contract.
2 years.
Oh.
Yes.
But the 2 years of the contract are set to cost Madrid as £60 million. That's a lot of money that he's earning. So if I was him, mate, I'm just saying.
You see why he's enjoying it?
Yeah, exactly.
When did he sign that contract?
He must have done a contract extension or something.
Yeah.
Must have been like
quite a long time ago.
Because it was only like a few years ago that he scored that ridiculous goal in the Champions League final against Liverpool.
Yeah.
So if it was around that time, it probably would have made sense. But since then, he's just fallen off.
I don't like clubs that hoard bare good players and just don't do anything with them. I don't like that. Like,
if you're winning, it's fine then, isn't it?
Let those good players that you don't want to use. They should be shining on other squads. You know what I mean? Put to good use. Like, for example, Coutinho is in Bayern doing bits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, in a way, it does get that inner competitiveness between players. So you're always competing for spots. If you want to be in the first team, you're going to be competing against the other guy.
Yeah.
Like Coutinho will be competing against who on the Bayern team? That go. The
Götze, yeah.
I don't know.
Jesus for Man City, because Pep,
well, that's one example. So they've got that inner competition for spaces, you know. So that can be something that can motivate players in a club.
Because say for example, Costa, you're a left winger, right, and your backup left winger Jubba. You're not going to train that hard because you know you're going to get in week out, aren't you? So,
wait, don't disrespect Jubba like that. What's that time?
I didn't even understand what. I knew you were saying something bad about me, but I didn't understand it.
He's questioning your football ability.
Left back in the changing rooms. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying about you, Jubba.
Oh, mate, I don't care. I'd stay on the bench for a couple of dollars.
Yeah, true. So you're laughing, man. Being a professional football player, you're just laughing. What are you getting paid to do?
Kick a ball. That's what you get paid to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Sponsorship money. Look, Gareth Bale is also getting that sponsorship money, not just the club paying him. He's getting millions from the sponsorship deals as well.
I think it's with Adidas. I think Adidas.
Yeah, he's all good.
Yeah, when people feel like sympathy for Wolves, like, yo, come on. There's a lot more people to feel sympathy for, rather than a lonely football player on the pitch.
I felt sympathy for Ronaldo when he got injured in the Euro.
Oh yeah.
Final.
I could get that. Yeah.
Moth went on his eye.
What?
They won eventually. The person who I really feel sorry for is Neymar, the Brazilian World Cup, and he gets kneed in the back and taken out. That was just the game before Germany getting that, and Germany dashing Brazil 8-2.
And that game as well.
But what difference would Neymar do for that Muller?
He was the main guy.
Well, not that main defender. Like the defense was shambles.
Yeah, but the thing is, attack can be a good defense in a way.
Yeah, true. And the team morale as well. Just knowing you got someone of that caliber.
I could have been in Brazil. You know
who I did feel bad for this weekend? It was the UFC, literally last night. And it was. Did you guys watch UFC?
I saw the poke, mate. You got poked, Jubba, mate.
You got poked in the eye. Yeah.
In the eye.
Well, like Daniel Cormier, so he's like a legend in the heavyweight division, and he's also had like a trilogy with John Jones, who's considered the GOAT in the UFC right now. And he basically beat Miocic, which was like one of the best victories because it was really unexpected in 2018. And then since then, they've had 2 more fights. So this was built to be the last Daniel Cormier fight, and it probably is. And so if he won, if Daniel Cormier won this fight, he would have gone down as probably one of the best, like the best heavyweight of all time. But Miocic won the fight clearly, and he poked him in the third round. But it doesn't take anything away from Miocic. So Miocic beat him in a decision 5-round match. And so Daniel Cormier's last match as well.
Yeah, but he couldn't see for 2 rounds. It would have affected his points. Last like 2.5.
Yeah, no, but he won like the first round.
Who?
That's it.
DC.
The second and third round. Yeah, the second and third round I think Miocic won. But like, yeah, I think he's called it a day. He's done with fighting. Honestly, forget fighting, bro.
Yo,
Like that is the last thing that you would want to do as a career. Like, that's the one-way ticket to CTE.
You know, I'd love to learn those skills.
Concussion, long term concussion.
Yeah.
But that's why Chris Benoit killed himself and killed his family.
Chris Benoit, man.
Chris Benoit. I thought you said like Chris Wilder. I was like, who's Chris Wilder?
No, Chris Benoit, the WWE fighter.
Yeah, he's the one that used to like jump off the top rope and like head.
Oh, Chris Benoit was sick. He was like the gulliest wrestler at the time.
Well, at the time, they thought he killed himself because of steroids. Because there wasn't much research done, but they did more research on his brain, and his brain was fucked. So they basically realized that he had CTE, and when you have CTE, you have like mad mental health issues. So he basically killed his family, and then he killed himself because of CTE.
He used to do those diving headbutt.
Yeah.
And he made contact as well. He wasn't faking those.
Legit.
It was like, why? Why would you want that to be your move?
All the finishes you could do because that.
Landing head first.
From the
You know what? I
top.
was watching old wrestling the other day because my brother actually downloaded the WWE Network app. So we have WWE Network app, and like they have all the pay-per-views from the whole of the history, right? And I was watching Mick Foley, and I was watching like people like Jeff Hardy, Bret Hardy, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, and the Dudley Boys, and they were crazy, man. Back in the day, I was watching fights from like 2001, and it was this ladder match, and they were just jumping into tables, jumping into ladders, like it was wild.
How
They do that. They did a lot of times. They injured a lot of their careers, to be fair.
That's why people put more respect on the name of wrestling, because like it's like it's dangerous.
It's scripted, but it's not fake. You know what I mean?
Like you can get injured.
You will get just seeing Jeff Hardy jump off. Those ladders were huge, huge. To have the balls to just jump, and just the only thing that's going to cushion you is hoping that there's going to be a sack of meat lying on the ground.
Oh.
That's mad.
I like go to the top of stairs and get vertigo. Like honestly, how are you fully gonna jump off? Just the idea of like a tall around you. Once you're at the top, it's just down.
It's like when choke slammed off of the steel cage. A steel cage. He got thrown off
a table.
Why? With no padding. There's no padding. These guys ain't stuntmen. This is just nuts.
There wasn't. The thing is that match is crazy because like you would have thought after that end of the match. You know what I mean? They were even like telling him like Mick Foley, this is it, you're done. And Mick Foley's a nutcase, right? So he was like, nah, let's carry on. So what they then move on to do is he does like a choke slam onto some pins on the floor.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, oh my god.
I don't get those. I really don't get all those matches with the tax. And then you see them all in their back, and that's that.
Right, they're literally trying. He's not scared of dying. You're not scared of dying.
They have to be on something, man. You gotta be doing something to not, have common sense.
Yeah, they're not scared. You can't be. Thing is, if you're scared of dying, then you won't be doing that shit. Especially people like Napoleon, man. People like them, they're just wired different.
What did you just say? If you're scared of dying, you wouldn't do
that.
those things.
I think some people just have a thing. Maybe it's not having a fear of death. They just don't have. There's something in the mind where they're just like it's like switched off in a way that sort of maybe it is.
It's the nymph lobe, isn't it? The membrane in the part of your brain which processes fear, fight or flight. Some people have overreactive or underreactive ones.
Well, there's different areas in the brain that are like responsible for like fear, but the main ones, the amygdala. Yeah,
yeah, that's the one I was on. Yeah. He probably has an underreactive one.
Yeah, but I feel it's more of like a psychological thing more than a biological thing. Like if you like, for example, people training for like armed forces. I don't know if it was you guys I was talking with, but part of the training they'll make you fall back into a lake, and so once you are able to do that, there's something like in your mind that just like switches, where you'll be able to do more like daring stuff that apply to that sort of feeling of like falling backwards into your body of water. So I think it is a psychological thing, but
it's different. It's different to the army though, because in WWE, right, you're doing it and then you're getting like gasps from the audience, getting like cheers from the audience. So I think it's also the fact that you know that you're about to do something fucking crazy, and that after you do that, there is going to be some mad. You're going to get crazy praise for doing that. Like people are going to love you for doing that. Like we're still talking about it. Yeah.
Right, guys, as usual, making a new Zoom call. I don't understand what my bit rate. Let's do this bit rate. One more 40-minute call. Close the Facebook. Oh, mate. I hope this thing's working. Took so long sending it, flipping it. Bitrate. So the problem is the upload. The output's fine, I swear. Back again.
Back
again. Round 2.
Shana Paul.
God, I have some bad news. Remember the Hodge twins?
Yeah, what's happening?
Kosha, do you know the Hodge twins?
Yeah, I know the Hodge twins.
The brown guy.
Right.
No, the two muscly dudes that were identical twins.
Wait, what's happening?
I think that.
Oh, okay.
yeah, I knew that already.
Did you?
Yeah, the super conservative.
Yeah. I just realized the other day I was looking through their posts, and they're really like about that Trump life, bro.
Yeah.
And their point is basically like, I think there's probably quite a few black people in America that feel this way.
Yeah,
they're like,
sure.
you shouldn't, you can't tell us what to think. and that doesn't mean you have to be democratic and whatnot. And that's basically the whole thing. But then it becomes like, look, bro, if anyone vote, I'm sorry, bro, but like if you vote for Trump, I don't know what to say. It's just not a good decision. Like he doesn't know what he's doing. Everything is based on instinct. Like I love watching him. I love watching him. He's so entertaining. Like he's probably the most entertaining person ever. You know what I mean? But like in terms of his actual political ability, bro, he doesn't know what he's doing. And the coronavirus has just shown that. Because it's during times of crisis that it's during times of crisis that is a true litmus test for what the person or business or organization truly is.
Yeah.
Brings out who you really are, right?
True colours.
And your true colors, exactly. So like it's shown that Trump, when it comes down to it, he doesn't know what he's doing.
He doesn't have a clue, does he?
He doesn't have a clue. And the thing is, now you got Joe Biden, and you know, fair enough, Trump doesn't know what he's doing, but Joe Biden is asleep. You know, like he doesn't know what he's doing either.
My brother said he has dementia. Is that true?
He has dementia, bro.
People guess that he definitely has.
He doesn't know what he's saying.
Dementia.
Now that he got recently.
America's mad.
America's mad. You're voting for like he recently appointed Kamala Harris as his VP, and the majority of people that are voting for Joe Biden, not the majority, that's a lie. The majority of people that are voting for Joe Biden will vote Joe Biden because of him, but he's going to gain a lot of supporters, a lot of minority supporters to vote for him because of Kamala Harris, because she's basically half Jamaican and half Indian.
Best of both worlds.
We're getting the Asians in the White House. Do you know what I mean? So like they basically want to put her
That's
in.
problematic though.
And she wants to be she's gonna be like the mouthpiece for the presidency.
Yeah, I think it should be based on her credentials, not on the color of her skin or where she's from. You know?
No, of course not. But like, if you look at her credentials, she's legit.
Yeah, I'm saying fair enough if she's got solid credentials, more power to her. But I don't think she'd be fair for her based on the color of her skin.
No, but that's what it's to come down to. Whether you like
that's what it does come down to, which is, I think that's super unfortunate. You know, it does happen a lot. But it is what it is. I think the whole issue of voting for the less of two evils in America, in terms of voting for Donald Trump or going back to the 2016 thing with Hillary Clinton and the repeat of that today with Trump and Joe Biden. I think in the UK that was mirrored in the sense of either voting for Boris Johnson or for Jeremy Corbyn. But now it seemed like Labour had a really strong leader with Keir Starmer. But I was seeing today a trend that something like Starmer out or something like that because you wrote an article for the Daily Mail, I think. And obviously, the Daily Mail has long ties with being super conservative, and people were writing about how it was the Daily Mail that was supporting Nazi Germany just before the World War and things like that. So people were trying to, from internally Labour are coming against Keir Starmer now. It's just like, it's that thing again. Because I like Keir Starmer. He seems like he's got his head in a quite well.
You know why? It's because he basically used to be a lawyer.
Yeah.
So he knows how to. He knows how to talk, and he knows how to present himself in the best way possible. But we don't really know about his ideas and what he believes.
Yeah, for sure. I think even when he was in the running to become the Labour leader, I hadn't heard of him before. I didn't know what he was about at all.
Yeah, like I have no idea what he stands for. And he just seems like a bit of a vanilla guy to me as well.
Vanilla?
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
Like he's just boring.
Yeah, very bland.
Very bland.
Spectacular. No sprinkles on him.
Yeah. He hasn't got the like charisma of Barack Obama. He hasn't got like the spontaneity of Boris Johnson. Yeah, he hasn't got that.
Even Boris Johnson has got. I'd say Boris Johnson is quite charismatic. I'd say he is quite a charismatic leader.
Yeah.
But
I'm over that as well. I think Boris Johnson. I don't know. I used to like him, but since he become prime minister, I don't really rate him that much.
You just liked him because he was funny.
I liked him because he was funny, yeah. But as a leader,
because of the memes.
You know what? Russell Howard's good news had me convinced that, you know what? He's not that bad, you know? He's just a bit of a funny twat over there. You know?
But that's the thing. We're voting people based on entertainment value and not really how well they're good at leading the country.
You know what? You should just have Kanye West as president by them standards.
Legit.
We're gonna have a lot of celebrities be in politics.
Oh, 100%. I'd say get The Rock in there.
From the UK.
Vice president.
2024.
Which UK celebrity would you put forward to becoming prime minister?
Idris Elba.
Idris Elba.
I would put
Like,
Russell Brand. He seems to know what he's talking about.
He's woke.
He's woke.
Yeah, he's.
Russell Brand is a mental recommendation.
Yeah.
The thing is, Russell Brand be lit because we'll just be running around naked, call it like.
You'll definitely be the head of like
Yeah,
the
Cuba
K-pop.
is definitely number one, mate.
Yeah, he'll
so
be
much
leading that
freedom.
party.
That's so funny.
Who else would there be? Like, who else? Oh, you know what? Get mother. Huh?
Carla.
Oh, yeah, Carla. He'll
That's
be.
my,
He's the latest.
I think that's like the top name on most people's lips. But yeah,
It's
Carla.
Carla.
Yeah, Carla, definitely.
I can't-
Above Russell Brand.
He's woke.
Because Carla, Russell Brand,
Russell Brand.
Carla's a
Russell
cool
Howard
guy.
below
He
that.
needs to be woke.
And in terms of management skills to make something out of nothing,
So Alex.
Sir Alex.
Wait, is that what you're gonna say? Is that
Yeah.
what you- oh, right.
Mate, you manage the whole country, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boss.
The whole country will literally wake up shitting themselves because
What
of
is
Yeah,
that?
trust me. Yeah, he would take no shit as well.
Start winning like random trophies for no reason. Like, why is the UK getting a trophy? Like, what? This is the UN giving the UK a trophy.
When did we join the league? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
England wins the World Cup again
Yeah.
just because of the Sir Alex effect.
Those would be the three people I'd want to see run for a prime minister.
Russell
in the
Brand, Akala, and Sir Alex Ferguson.
UK. There we go.
You heard it here first.
Big up the UK,
Do you
man.
have to be English to run for the role of prime minister? Or do you think
British.
Unfortunately, Terry.
I don't know.
You need to be British.
British,
You need that British
You,
passport.
you're not just British. I think you have to be born in the UK, right?
I'm not sure.
Like you can't be an immigrant.
As long as you get voted in
Really?
as an
Or
immigrant.
no, you can't be
Wait,
in the position.
Well, no. If you become a citizen, then you can.
I think if
Surely.
you're
Are you
naturalized, I think it should
I
be
swear
okay.
our local
Yeah.
MP was born in Bangladesh. Remember? The Labour.
Oh, Mr.
Oh yeah,
Shamsi.
you're right.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. Oh no, yeah, you're right. I think it's America. America, you have to be born in the United States.
Is that why
That's the whole
those
issue with Obama.
maybe they had the whole scandal of Obama and birth certificate.
Obama gate.
Obama.
Okay.
Obama gate.
So you could fully come from like Bangladesh and be a prime minister of this country. That's lit.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
Why not?
Like the cabinet, the current chancellor. Well, do you not know where he's from?
Or Patel.
No, not
Oh
um,
my days, Terry.
Rishi. I don't know how to
Oh,
say
the
his
other
name.
guy.
No.
I just said Patel.
Fuck.
Priti Patel was the
Rishi
Home
Patel.
Secretary.
Pity for
I
Luke.
don't know why laughing to you,
Huh?
Don't know
Because
what
you
you're
said I thought you confused Rishi Sunak with Patel.
Do you know where?
Is
Does it
he
say
racist?
where it's like from?
Probably India, isn't it?
I think he was born in. Let's see. He was born in Southampton, boys.
Oh, it's quite
Southampton
Yeah,
lad.
born in
fast.
Southampton.
Thelma.
So the only prime minister that was born outside of the British Isles was a guy named Andrew Bernard Law. He was born in New Brunswick, which is now Canada, and he was prime minister in 1922 and 1923.
Okay.
Interestingly. So Dan, you can do it.
1922. Yo, yeah, why not? Who knows?
Go for it.
Who knows what the future holds?
Exactly. You never know. You never
That'd be
know.
that reformer, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
One more. I'll be a revolutionary, not a reformist.
Revolution. Damn, you got to calm
It's the
down.
whole
These
table.
revolutions,
Dan, if you're the prime minister, I'll be your Dominic Cummings.
Yeah.
I'll be the guy in the background pulling the strings. I'll be the one that doesn't care about the rules. I'll travel during coronavirus.
Let's make it happen. Let's make
I'll
it
be
happen.
the education secretary, mate. I'll be doing
No.
last minute shenanigans.
talking about education secretary, yeah, I was gonna say something about A-level results, but yeah, talking about the government. Freaking Gavin Williamson, the current education secretary. I was looking up this guy, and it's mad. Do you know Jubba? You've been speaking about how China was in the position to run or set up the UK's 5G network. Yeah.
Yeah.
The way that was eventually discovered was through a leak. There was a very confidential, high-level security meeting. Gavin Williamson at the time was the defense secretary, and the information about Huawei being the contract holder to set up 5G network that was leaked to the Daily Telegram, to the Telegram or something, and there was a massive scandal at the time. I remember this scandal going on, but I didn't really look into it. And it was Gavin Williamson, the current education secretary, who was back then the defense secretary. He was the one that was fired because of it. So people saying he may have been involved in some way or in this leak. He fully denied it, but Theresa May sacked him because of his role in the whole scandal.
He was actually a kind of whistleblower.
Yeah, in a way, because it did have the interests of the country. It had the best interests of the country because this is a massive thing. China, Huawei, 5G, which would effectively change everything in the country.
Does the Chinese government own all their businesses and companies? They have a stake in it or something like that?
Yeah, 100%. It's a communist government.
Oh yeah.
That's why when people argue like, oh, while Google and Facebook and Apple, they have your data as well, and that they're American companies, it's a different conversation because we don't live in a communist government. So our companies actually have autonomy in the way they make decisions. But in China, that's not the way it works. In a communist government, they have in the biggest businesses in the country, they have a person from the government within that company, without a doubt, filling the strings and making decisions. So it's fully a security issue. But with Apple and Facebook, it's a different conversation as well.
Yeah, so that's why it was such a massive thing when it was leaked. So some people were heralding Gavin Williamson's and those two sides were saying, okay, he had the best interest of the country. But on the other hand, this is like a massive, it was in a Security Council meeting, and you can't have people leaking information out of these confidential meetings. And it's sort of like what's that guy, the US guy that's famous for leaking or whistleblowing?
WikiLeaks.
Is it WikiLeaks? The guy with glasses, he went to like Russia for.
Julian Assange.
Yeah.
No, not Assange.
Yeah, let me find him. WikiLeaks geezer.
The bigger question is, how does someone go from being a defense secretary to educational?
So
Julian Assange, yeah.
The way I was looking at his story, how he rose for the ranks. Originally, he was like the bad boy. What would you say?
Edward Snowden, the guy.
That's the one, Snowden. Yeah. Originally, Gavin Williamson, he was like the bad boy for David Cameron back in the day, And then he rose through the ranks, became like an advisor.
I just imagine Will Smith and what's that other geezer's name? Martin Lawrence.
That's what it was like. There's a picture of them walking side by side and like carrying their bags and stuff. But essentially, Gavin Williamson's got into a role of like an advisor. I don't know if it's similar to like the relationship between Boris Johnson and Dominic Cummings. But he became like an advisor, and he negotiated some deal. I think he when the Conservatives needed to form a majority to form a government, he's the one that negotiated the deal with the DUP to enable the Conservatives to become to get into office, and that enabled him to get in into the inner circle. And from that, he became the defense secretary. The whole scandal happened. He got fired, and between then and now, he became education secretary. And obviously now the whole A-level scandal, algorithms, people being downgraded and everything. Lots of people are pointing to him and saying, "Oh, how could this happen? What's going to happen for next week with the GCSEs?"
How do you get fired
The thing is,
role, then get another government role?
Because he didn't get fired. He just got relocated. That's it.
No, he fully got fired. He was offered to resign. And he said that if I resign, that means it's sort of like accepting my responsibility in it, which he obviously denied. So he got fired from.
Then he got another government role. That's mental.
It's because they probably realised that he's an asset. They like him a lot.
Yeah. I think he is.
But the thing is, though,
You're
The
good.
messed up thing with the government and the people that are making the choices at the top is that they know nothing about the position that they've been hired to.
Mm-hmm.
Like Boris Johnson was like, he went from Mayor of London to Foreign Secretary. Like, and these people, like Michael Gove went from like Education Secretary to something else, like Health or something. I don't know.
I don't know. It's,
Like these, they literally get moved across these different divisions,
Yeah.
and they don't have a clue what they're doing.
They need
Like, man-
pathways, innit? They need pathways, specific,
They've-
fixed pathways.
Because they're all just know politics,
Mhm.
and they don't actually know the essential things to know, which is actually crazy to be honest. It's really mental that they actually.
Yeah, like one particular guy that lots of people in my course have a problem with is the health secretary, Matt Hancock. So
Yeah.
obviously he knows nothing about public health, or knows very little, because he's not trained in it at all.
Yeah.
And now the massive failure that that Public Health England has faced is being scrapped to replace by a new sort of body or something, which is crazy considering how much funding Public Health England has had. Like the last 7 years, it's been cut by like 40%. You know, and it's just like the whole government seems to be up in the air.
It's a bit like Barcelona, innit?
Yeah, they need new.
They need
Yo, they
structural
need
changes.
Alex.
Everything
They
needs
need-
to change.
Mate, do you know what the first structural
Yeah,
change
Alex.
needs to happen? Get rid of the Conservative Party. Bloody hell.
I don't know how much better the Labour government will do, because again, going back to the A-level results, I was looking at a news story of people talking about what happened with the A-level results, and they were asking what alternative should have been used to the algorithm that was used, and there was the shadow education secretary was asked the question if what would Labour do differently, and she couldn't give a solid answer. She just gave something vague like we'll try to do like the
But
best
how
thing.
hard is it just to say use the predicted grades from the teacher?
The problem with using predicted grades is, I could probably testify to this as well, the fact that essentially it's not trusting teachers to give an accurate result. Like I saw something like 1/3 of teachers are over optimistic grade outcomes for a student, like, and then there's like 50%. Like 50% would get it like spot on, or 1 in 2 would get it spot on, and like far less would be too pessimistic. So it's just that inaccuracy in terms of.
Well, the
Teachers'
thing is
prediction.
though, so what do you think they should do? They should do.
I
Yeah,
don't
but I
know.
don't think there's anything wrong with giving a high grade.
They should just work on an AI system that scans your brain. Problem solved.
Maybe for the future. Well, when we all get chips implanted into our heads, and we can just.
That's coming soon. That's coming soon.
After that,
It's the
that's
corona
mental.
vaccine, mate. It's the corona vaccine.
That's what it'll be.
But
No, do you know what though? They like the issue with that, right? Is you need to put more faith in the teachers and our algorithm, because we have a situation now where there's crazy imbalances between the grades in high privileged areas compared to underprivileged areas,
Yeah.
and the grades between good schools and bad schools and different like famed students and non-famed students. There's like huge discrepancies, and it's just because of where they live and where they come from.
That's
And
messed up.
in a way.
A star, A star, A star, and because they're black and they come from an underprivileged area, they got like BCC. It's really like, because you have to. These people are putting work in for like not just like the past 2 years.
Yeah.
They put in work in consistently since like year 7 to get to that position. So like to now put it all down to an algorithm. You know, if it was me, I think the government did actually do this. They did a U-turn.
Yeah, they did a U-turn. I can
They've
testify
done
to
it
myself
with-
actually, because my sister actually got her results on results day right. She
Oh,
had
mad,
it,
yeah.
Yeah. So she had it